I'm often asked how entrepreneurs come up with their ideas for a venture. And the answer to that question is really quite simple. It's a matter of sort of being in the world and experiencing the problems that human beings have in almost any kind of walk of life, right, that you might experience. And I've seen all kinds of ideas that have been transformed into remarkable businesses if the problem that is being solved in the day-to-day activities of any human life have scale, right? So if these problems have scale, then the solutions have scale. So entrepreneurs that want to come up with some kind of a venture idea are best served if they practice the virtue of creating value for other people on a consistent basis. Just go out into the world and try to use whatever talents and resources that you have at your disposal to solve problems for other human beings, right? And that's creating value for other people. And then if you discover that in fact there's something that you uniquely have, perhaps you discovered something unique about yourself or something unique about a market, and you have this novel kinds of knowledge that other people have not yet perhaps seen or understood, then you might be able to create a going concern around that particular problem and deliver value in a consistent manner to a marketplace. So it's not a function of sitting down and writing some kind of meticulous business plan and doing all kinds of careful analysis, financial analysis or market analysis or market research or whatever. It's more about just getting out there and seeing whether or not there's some type of value creating activity that you can do that is in maybe even just a small way novel. Right? So all of the businesses and different types of entities that I've created in my career have been just kind of little innovations on what's already being done. And if you can do that and maybe take some cost out of the system, you don't even have to have a novel offering. All you have to do is be able to bring it to the marketplace in a less expensive kind of a way. So then the other kind of manner in which you begin to establish some type of a framework for this, I always tell people, look, there's really only 6 different venture types that you can start with. You're either going to be B2C, business to consumer, B2B, business to business, or B2G, business to government. And then within those 3 columns, you're either going to have a product or a service. And of course, as businesses scale, they begin to run across these different domains and maybe they have products and services. Sure, of course. But when you're starting, when you're just getting started, it really helps to think about, am I going to be better positioned in my life because of what I've learned about consumers, that I can serve a consumer marketplace better than I could another business or a government entity? And anybody that is practicing value creation, you begin to get a sense of what markets you are establishing some type of knowledge about, right? So when people ask me, what market should I pursue as an entrepreneur? And the answer to that is very simple. Give me anybody that is an aspiring entrepreneur. And if you ask me the question, what market should they pursue? And the answer is the market that they know best. So if you know consumer markets, then you ought to look and try to create value in a consumer market and then deliver some type of a product or service into that consumer market to get started. I'm a B2B guy. I like business to business ventures. That's where I've had my greatest success in my life. And I've learned sort of what it means to be able to serve another business venture, right? And of course, it's a much different animal than a consumer. Consumers will buy all kinds of stuff, pet rocks and everything else. You're not going to sell a pet rock to a business guy, to a business. It's just not going to happen. And in government, the B2G type entities, I split that out from B2B because it really is a different animal. And some people have split out business to education as well. But I kind of look at government and education pretty much the same. And that is a different beast where you have to have a different approach to the marketplace. You have to have a different set of aspirations that you are able to achieve when you're working in the B2G space versus the B2B and B2C. So think about it that way, right? So, it's very simple. Don't sit down and write some kind of very complex business plan. Go out and create value for other people. And then discover something unique about the market that you're focused on, either B2C, B2B, or B2G, and then build a going concern around the value that you've discovered is able to solve some type of a scalable problem.